Hey there, I'm Judy Croon. Welcome to the Judy Croon Show. Now, folks, if you're suffering from mental health issues and you can't get help or you are facing a huge waiting list and want immediate help, I want you to listen to this podcast. My friend Jason Balgopal has created an amazing initiative that is getting a lot of traction. Jason, founder of the Canadian registered not for profit mental health initiative, Beaches Mental Wellness, received the prestigious Queen Elizabeth II Ontario Medal for Good Citizenship from Ontario's Lieutenant Governor Edith Dumont this past week in honor of his tireless volunteer work to expand the venues where people experiencing mental wellness issues can find support and help. And just so you know, the Queen Elizabeth II Ontario Medal for Good Citizenship is the province's second highest honor, ranking immediately beneath the Order of Ontario. It recognizes individuals whose extraordinary volunteer efforts have fostered positive change and left a lasting impact upon their communities and the province. I've had Jason on my show before. He has talked about this before, and it's such a great idea, getting a lot of traction for folks who need help. So, Jason, thanks again for coming on the show.
Oh, Judy, thank you very much for having me back. I'm thrilled, as always, to be with you.
All right, so I'm going to try and give out the website as much as possible so people can go to it. So, mentalwellness.help. Mentalwellness.help. I'm going to include that link in the podcast, but tell us how you got started with mentalwellness.help and the type of response that you've had to it.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you the first thing about it is the website itself. It's about mental wellness. It's not about an illness. It's not about something that's bad, and it's about help. Um, I had a course of depression myself. I've experienced that. I've had it myself. In fact, it got so bad that 19 years ago, well, back in 2007, I had an attempt on my life.
Mm.
And I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible for me, but it was also very terrible for my family. And I got a lot of help. I was really, really fortunate. Got a lot of help. Got doctors, got therapists. I took medication. I read a lot of books, and that over a period of time, by the time 2014 rolled around, I was in a better headspace. I like to say. But one of the things that I was missing was the support of peers. And one of the things that I found out was I could look at the doctors and I trusted what they had to say. But the difficulty was I just didn't have a sense that they knew what it was like to be in my shoes. They hadn't walked that mile in my shoes that I had. And my wife and my family, they really wanted to help. But I'd come home and it would be the same story over and over again. And quite reasonably, they felt, well, we don't know how to help you. Like, we want to, but you're burning us out. What do we do? So in 2015, I decided to start what I thought I needed myself. And I hoped, in a if you build it, they will come kind of moment, that if I did this, other people would need the same service and they would come themselves. And so it started off just once a month at a local community center that we would gather to help and support each other. And it's grown to now the mental wellness groups run a meeting every night of the week, sometimes two. The meetings are supportive and helpful, and we actually give people free professional help. I'll tell you all about it. So,
You have virtual groups, you have in-person groups, and I think the thing that people are really kind of perking their ears up to is that they can get such immediate help. Again, it's mentalwellness.help. So explain how it works with the various groups.
sure thing. So, we've got a number of different kinds. We've got peer support groups, we've got peer plus groups, and then we've got professional therapy. And let me start off with the peer support groups. In a peer support group, and we have them, like you say, running virtually almost every night of the week and in person. Most of the groups are about an hour long. So you come in and you have an opportunity to get off your chest what's bothering you. You don't have to. As we always say, simply being there is enough. And it is fantastic being in a group of like-minded people who want to be there and listen. And if you want to share, then the group is there for you. And that's really important. For a lot of people, they have no other place to get off their chest what's bothering them. They just want somebody to listen to them who might actually know what it's like to be going through the challenge they're going through. And so that's the most important component of the groups is being able to get off your chest what's bothering you. But the groups also offer everybody an opportunity to get feedback. Now, feedback from us is not what you should or shouldn't do, because Judy, I don't know what you should or shouldn't do. I'm not a professional in this
Sure.
area, but I am a peer. And so I certainly can give you empathy. Judy, when I was in your shoes, that must be really hard for you, Judy, I should say, or best practice, something that worked well for me. Judy, when I was in your shoes, I did X, and I found that
Mm,
helped me.
yeah.
So these are all things that a person can take if they wish, because sometimes people just say, listen, I just want to get off my chest. I don't want any feedback, and that's fine. Uh, but usually people get a little bit of feedback. And then the third aspect of the groups, whether it's a peer support group or a peer plus group, and a peer plus group is the same as a peer support group, it's just run by a licensed therapist.
Okay.
And then every group has an opportunity, every member who has an opportunity to get free professional therapy. And by that, I mean every regular member in our group can come and we will get them. I can get somebody into therapy within a week.
Mm,
They can get up to 5 sessions of therapy with a licensed therapist for free. We will pay for that.
mm.
And then they can continue on with the same therapist at half rate. Usually that's about $100 a session. If you know anything about therapy, that's a really good deal.
Course, of course. I mean, that's amazing because now there's two things that are going to pique people's interest. A, the immediacy of it, but second of all, wait a second, and this is like I can, I'm on a budget or I don't have any money or what. So how do you get money then? How do you raise money for this fantastic group?
Donations, donations, donations. I mean, whether it's individuals making donations, and there are people who are very generous,
Hmm.
or Rotary clubs. We have been very successful with a number of the Rotary clubs, the Scarborough Rotary Club, East Toronto, Toronto East. They've all been very generous and very helpful. We are starting up a new group in person just in April of 2026, and it's going to be at the East End United Church at 310 Danforth in Toronto. And that local church has decided also to help support us.
Fantastic, fantastic. Again, the website is mentalwellness.help. Can you give us an idea of your demo, the people that you were attracting to mentalwellness.help?
So anybody and everybody is welcome to attend our groups. By and large, our population ranges from about 25 or 30 to around 75. One of our facilitators, one of the people who helps run the group, is going to be turning 80 next year.
Mm,
We have quite a breadth of people. We also have people from all over the world. And when I say that, I mean not only do the people who attend our groups come from all over the world because they're on Zoom, you can attend wherever you are, but also the people that help provide service, the facilitators, also come from around the world. And these facilitators are people like you or me, people who have a mental wellness challenge. They are people who have gone through the groups and said, listen, I'd like to give back. And I got to say, Judy, running one of the groups as a facilitator really is quite meaningful.
mm,
Anytime I run a group, and I run groups, of course, myself, but we have other facilitators that run them. I always come out of a group and feel just on cloud nine because I know I've helped somebody. I know I've made a meaningful difference. And so we get facilitators, and they are again from around the world. We've had facilitators from Sri Lanka.
mm.
We have facilitators who speak different languages. We have people who are interested in helping others, and it's fantastic because this community not only gives support in the groups themselves, but people also make friends within the groups. And so while they come to the meeting for the formal support and they will get the extra support through the free professional therapy, they also make friends out that they can use and help and support each other outside of the groups. It's a wonderful thing.
It's amazing. Mentalwellness.help. How long has the organization been going?
We've been running these groups since the beginning of 2015, so we're over 11 years now. And this is the first year that we've gotten funding from the federal government. And we're
Fantastic.
excited about that too.
Fantastic. So someone, let's say, says, yes, this sounds perfect for me, but I don't think I want to be on with a group. I don't think, can they be anonymous? Can they turn their video off and can they just be speaking to the group or do they have to be on camera?
I always liken this to the way that we started, which was in a community center with a bunch of chairs in a circle. And you
Mm,
can envision that everybody sees each other. Now, I
mm,
can appreciate when somebody's on Zoom, and there are some people who say, gee, I feel I'm a little uncertain. I've got this mental health challenge. I'm not sure if I want other people to see me. And
sure.
I say this. The thing about the video on aspect of our groups is everybody knows that everybody else in the group is paying attention to them. They're
Mm.
meaningful. They're important. They are the center of the attention at that time. And that really is important because a lot of people have nobody else who will listen to them, nobody else who will pay attention to them. And so having the ability to have other people pay attention to their story, focus on what's happening is really important. And it gives the other people who are in the group a real sense of community.
Jason, it's a terrific, terrific idea. Can I ask you, because I can't remember if we had this conversation the last time we spoke. It's been a number of years now, but was this your idea or was it a group of people that came together and said, okay, now how do we do this? And you kind of jumped on board afterwards. How did it come together?
No, the concept was my idea.
Mm,
I will say though that my wife talked when we were talking about names for the group.
mhm.
I had said, oh, maybe it's a mental health group, maybe it's a mental illness group, and she said, no, don't aim for the ditch. Aim for what you want. What do you want? Well, I want wellness. Then it's going to be a mental wellness group, and so that's why we ended up with the name mental wellness. And in fact, when we went to look at various websites, what are we going to call it? Mentalwellness.com. And again, she said, well, what do you want? What are you offering? Well, help. Well, let's see if we can find that. And we found that, and that's why the website is mentalwellness.help.
I think Lee needs to have a side hustle building websites. She seems to know exactly how to draw people to websites. That is really fantastic. Do you have any idea how many people have virtually come through the doors to get help?
So every year we help about 2,500 people.
Mm.
We have about 400 meetings a year, and we average about six or so people in each meeting, and that's a really nice size. We could certainly host more, and we have. We've had groups of 10 and 11 people, but within an hour-long setting, that often becomes a little challenging for everybody to get an opportunity to talk, and we want to make sure that happens. So our groups often average about six people, and I'll tell you, Judy, we have a whole slew of people that will come regularly because they really like both the facilitator they found and the group of people, and they'll say every Tuesday, I want to be there for that. But we also have people who will drop in for perhaps a week or two at a time, and they get support because they're going through a challenging time. And then we may not see them for a month or two or three or four. And then we see them come back and they're back for a little more support. So it's a situation where you've got people coming and you can see regular members at the meeting or you can see new people.
Jason, fantastic. Founder of the Canadian registered not-for-profit mental health initiative, mentalwellness.help. Again, he and his team have received the prestigious Queen Elizabeth II Ontario Medal for Good Citizenship from Ontario's Lieutenant Governor just recently. And you are doing amazing work in the community around the world. Like, this is so fantastic, such a brilliant idea. And sadly, especially after COVID, I mean, if it wasn't hard enough for people to get help, then it was this tsunami that hit. And there's still such a backlog, and people are hurting. And
People are hurting, Judy. People
right.
are, and that's one of the nice things about these groups. It's very easy to access. If you're in Toronto, you can access it. At the end of April, there'll be two locations you can access, but you can always access this on Zoom. And the nice thing about that is you don't have to put on, if you're not feeling up to putting on your outside clothes and you want to just be in your pajamas, you can be in your pajamas. And again, the free professional therapy is done over Zoom as well. So whether you're here for free peer support or free professional therapy, you can get this easily accessible, low cost, free at most of the time. And it's something that very few other organizations offer.
Jason, congratulations again. Folks, the website is mentalwellness.help, and really, really phenomenal idea. And Jason, hats off to you and your team. Keep up the amazing work that you're doing.
Thanks, Judy. Always happy to be on your show and speak to your listeners. And I hope if any of them have any questions, they reach out through mentalwellness.help. My email address is jason@mentalwellness.help. And I encourage them to reach out and we'll find a way of getting them into the groups.
Thank you, Jason.
Have a good day.